What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be doing a Tau Army showcase. We're just gonna have fun with it today. This is the army that I have been collecting since 9th edition. Around the end of 9th edition, I think that December, right before 9th edition ended, that's when I started collecting this army. Blue is my favorite color, so I went with a mostly blue and black paint scheme with some, yellow lights and some light blue outline. I'm really proud of this army. I'm not a professional painter in any kind of way. I've just watched YouTube videos and practiced, and I love this paint scheme. It did take me about 4 different paint schemes until I got to this one. So I'll show you some of the models that I worked on early in my journey, and then what my paint scheme looks like now. But let's just go through the army and talk about the units. So first we have, the Kroot here. I have some carnivores. I have a lone spear, some rampagers, and then I have some Kroot hound units. So these Kroot hounds are 3D printed. They aren't the real Kroot hounds. That's why the paint job is so bad. I just wanted to slap some paint on them and use them. I am hoping to get some real ones soon, but that'll just have to wait. But yeah, so the Rampagers, the Lone Spear, and the Kroot Carnivores, I picked them up whenever, the whole new Kroot set came out, because I did think that they were really cool. These Kroot Hounds I got off of a 3D printing site. I forgot what it was called, but I don't think it's up anymore. But yeah, this is kind of like my whole Kroot army, Kroot, style of play. Then we have some Vespid over here. I got these guys at the same time I got the Kroot Hounds. They're 3D printed also. So, I slapped some paint on them, made sure they had 3 colors. Just kind of wanted to get those guys out in the field and test them out. But I still think they look pretty cool. Then we're going to the Tau. So we have, our basic stealth suits. These stealth suits were one of my first units that I built, and I didn't do a great job of painting them or building them, but I think these guys are a little bit better. I did repaint them a couple times, so they look a little bit similar to these guys, but from my point of view, these guys do look a little bit better. Then we have over here, we have our Ghost Kill. My Ghost Kill was actually, I think, the first model I painted. So the paint scheme is a little bit rough here, but I painted over him a few times as well. He has that Ion Raker, and then I put a Fusion Blaster and a Flamer on him. I don't know why I did that. Now, looking at it now, it doesn't look that good. But I still like the Ghost Kill. Then we have the Piranha with his standard build. I never liked those round bases, so I don't have that round base with them. But yeah, the Piranha is a pretty cool model. Then we're going over to the broadsides. I bought this one off of eBay, the missile side, so he was already built that way. And then I bought the 2 rail sides myself. I just like the looks of the different loadouts, so I put the plasma rifles, and he has a smart missile. And then I thought the Seeker missiles looked the coolest, so I just slapped that on both of them. But for them, my outline is more of a dry brush with the blue, because they were a little bit harder to get into those all those nooks and crannies to outline them, so I just kind of dry brushed them blue. So yeah, I think the broadsides look pretty cool. Then we're going up to the crisis suit. So I have 1, 2, and 3 units. This was also one of the first units I built. You can kind of tell how they're all leaned back, or they're all leaning back, and or leaning forward, and they have 3 guns on them because those were the old crisis suits. And I was testing out what each weapon would look like, so I just kind of put random loadouts on them. I knew that this unit wasn't going to be the best. I just wanted to see what different things look like on them. And then these guys I've painted about 4, maybe 5 times, so they have a bunch of paint on them. But then when we come over here, when I finally found my paint scheme, these guys and these guys. And then I started putting the shields on them, and the sergeants had 2 weapons instead of a shield. I built these back in 9th edition, all of my crisis suits. So, you know, different loadouts back in that time. But yeah, I like the little burst cannon look on top of them as well, just because it's kind of cool to think about a crisis suit having a burst cannon that's just, you know, AI controlled and shooting wherever, you know, the enemy needs to be suppressed without the actual guy in the suit having to worry about it. Obviously, I don't know if that's how their technology actually works, but just looks cool to me. Then next, we're gonna go to, let's start with the characters. So we have Shadow Sun and Farsight, and to be honest, I've been a big Shadow Sun fan. I am a big Farsight fan as well. I just wish he, you know, he's cool, but I feel like his rules could be cooler. I like them now, but you know, before they were a little bit So, but I do love the paint scheme on both of these. For Farsight, I did try to give him like a, you know, a dirty, beat up, rusty look, kind of like, you know, he's just been through war before. Then we have one of my best paint jobs is my Enforcer Commander. I think he looks really cool with this pose, with the fusion and the cyclic and then the burst cannon on top. And then I gave him a really beat up look as well. Then over here, my Cold Star, he was actually my first commander that I built. So I had the air bursting fragmentation launcher, whatever you call it. I put the fusion blaster on top of him. So he was one of the first builds, just testing things out. And then I had the high output burst cannon on him when that was really good back in 9th. It's actually getting pretty good now. So then going to these big guys. So the first one I collected was obviously the Riptide. He is one of my other best paint jobs. I put the burst cannon on him in 9th edition because I believe the burst cannon was pretty good in 9th edition. And the fusion blasters, I put those on just because they look the coolest to me. The burst cannon also did look cooler than the Ion in my opinion. So that's why I went and put that on, but I do always use the Ion with him. But yeah, the Riptide looks really cool. And then GW, please, if you ever see one of my videos, just please, if you do one thing for us Tau players, bring these 2 back. I mean, the Yavara and the Arvarna look super cool. I just like this combo right here. I wanted to take so bad. Plus the ghost kill and just have like a big walker suit army list, kind of like knights. I feel like these guys look super cool. So the story about, well, I'll start with the Yavara first. I got him at a store for $100, which is really cheap for a Forge World model. So that was definitely a steal. I am planning on fixing his basing because I didn't do that. I bought him like that. And then fixing the guns. I did paint him like this, but I don't really like that silverish look on the guns, so I'm gonna fix that soon. But you know, them going to Legends, they haven't been a priority for me. Then the Arvarna, so the story with him, I got him and I was super happy to try him out with the new codex. Whenever all the codex leaks were coming out, I was like, let me get an Arvarna. And then I had him for about a day or two, and they announced that they were going into Legends, and I was just like, wow, you know, like, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, but I really wanted to use the Arvarna, especially in a Retaliation Cadre and Mont Ka. I feel like these 2 would have been amazing in those detachments. That's probably why they got rid of them. They might have been too good in those detachments. But yeah, so then going on to my newest paint job, the Storm Surge. Now, I've been wanting a Storm Surge for a while, but it wasn't my priority at first, just because it was a super expensive model. It hasn't been that great But I still think it looks really cool. So you can kind of see I did the outline blue paint job, or I outlined him with a light blue instead of dry brushing him, and I didn't do the beat up dirty look, just because he hasn't really been in any battles yet, so he doesn't really get that. And then the gun I can actually take off, and I think I did a really good job of, you know, making this gun look pretty cool. I do a lot of dry brushing just because I don't really want to sit there and, let me make sure that stays. I don't want to sit there and outline them the whole, you know, take a whole week to do that. That just takes too long. So dry brushing is way faster, and it still looks really cool. I honestly think it looks a little bit better. So yeah, my Storm Surge. Then we're gonna go down here to my infantry. So I have a strike team and I have a Pathfinder team. Then we have a unpainted cadre because I don't really use him that much. And unfinished ethereal because I don't really use him that much. And then we have Dark Strider back there. I do hope to get a breacher team soon. These were actually, I think, the very first models I built and painted, because I got them in the old Combat Patrol box. So yeah, you can kind of see how rough they are. Not very great compared to what the Pathfinders look like. I got them way later than I got these guys, so they look really cool. And I did the whole dry brush technique because I didn't want to sit there and, you know, outline little bitty models for a whole week. I just wanted to, you know, get them on the tabletop, but also give them a cool paint scheme. And then I have Dark Strider that I gave a similar paint scheme. He just has the yellow, you know, just because he's a character, gave him a little bit more detail. But then behind them we have, you know, the Devilfish with a burst cannon, the gun drones. I didn't glue the gun drones because I wanted, in 9th edition, drones could, you know, fly around and do their own thing. So I used to have the bases for them, but now they just stay on the Devilfish. Then we're gonna go over to our tank. So we have the Skyray and we have a Hammerhead, and then we have another Skyray attachment and another Hammerhead attachment, just depending on how I want to play. I did always used to use the railgun, but I think the Ion is just a little bit better right now. And sometimes I'll run 2 Skyrays, so I have that other Skyray attachment where I can just take that little piece out and put that Skyray piece on, and I can run 2 of them. This one is unfortunately glued on, so I can't change that one. What did I miss here? Did I miss anything here? No, I don't think I did. But yeah, thank y'all for coming. I hope you liked the video. If you have any questions about the paint scheme, I'll gladly explain, you know, what colors I used, how I did it. Not the best painter, so don't expect expert advice, but I do enjoy it. But yeah, thanks for coming again, and I hope y'all enjoy the video.